Hi there and welcome to this video on creating an unstoppable mindset. My name is Matt Brown and I've got some experience not just in network marketing but as 27 years experience as a chief physical trainer in the Royal Navy. So I know exactly what it takes when it comes to the days where you don't even want to get out of bed and do stuff. But I'm going to ask you a question. So whether you're in your car, in your toilet, watching this, or maybe you are on your sofa, I'd love you to raise your hand in the air for me and just answer this simple question internally. The life that you're living now, do you believe it's the life you deserve? Or do you believe you deserve more? Because if you believe that you deserve more, this is going to be the video for you, trust me. I would love to be able to share with you some top tips, hints, and some things that you can implement in your lifestyle to give you that unstoppable mindset. So even on the days where you don't want to get up and get going, you'll have the energy and discipline to do it. So let's crack on. Well, when you think about a goal in mind that you have to believe that it's possible, right? That's the first thing. And in order to believe it's possible, in the beginning, sometimes it can feel a bit weird because you're like, well, I don't know. I've never had that. I don't know anybody that's done that. But what I would suggest to you is that you go and look for that. Look for evidence to prove, is it possible? Because once you have that evidence in front of you, people do what people see. There's so much evidence for it. For example, like you go into the gym and you see some bodies there and, and you think, wow, I'd love to look like him or her one day. Are you going to turn up the next day in the gym and look like them? Absolutely not. That's not how it works. You've got to go into the gym and you've got to put some work in. You've got to learn. But the biggest thing is you have to fail. Now, I know that might seem uncomfortable sometimes, and some people go, well, I don't even like failure, so what's the even point in trying? Because if I'm going to try to fail, then what's the point? But the biggest piece of advice I can give you at this stage, learn to fail faster. Honestly, the quicker you get on board with failing faster and being okay with it, the more success you will have in this industry. Trust me. I would also like to talk to you about the world around you. Now, the world around you is created, whether you like it or not, by the things you think about, right? And this is true. I've heard this so many times. It's like, if you ever thought about something like a new car, for example, and you're all of a sudden, when you think about the car, the wheels, the style, the color, yada, 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 you look around and you're driving or you're walking along the street and you start seeing that car everywhere. Why do you think that is? It's not by coincidence, it's by design. You have designed that in your mind so frequently that's all you witness around your world because you created it. You did that. And that can be exactly the same in this industry. If you see things in the future that you want, find the evidence, but go into the detail in your mind. Because honestly, the world around you is what you think and what you feel and what you hold in your body. Trust me. And it's even down to the things that you read. So if you're reading bad things, the news, things that are negative, you're hearing negative comments, people bad talking, that kind of thing, it's stinking thinking. And you're going to start, your world around you will start to look a little bit like that as well. So I'm going to say to you, you need to create, in order for you to create this yes lifestyle, you have to start shifting your mindset. And that includes what you absorb through words, through talk, through all the things that you have in your day. You need to start creating that healthier internal language. You need to start looking around and thinking, how can I give more? How can I be more compassionate? How can I be a better person? How can I love more? How can I talk nicely more? And honestly, when you start having this internal dialogue like this, your world around you is what you create. Honestly. Give it time though, because it's not just going to happen overnight, and you have to be consistent with that messaging over and over again. And it's a little bit like, here's a good example for you. Have you ever changed your front room round before? I know I have. And if you've ever been in that situation where you've changed your front room round, you've gone away, made a cup of tea, or you've gone and done some other chores, you come back in, and when you open the door, you go, oh, that's really good. I'm really pleased with that. Oh, it looks really good. So the motivation's high. And then maybe, the next day you wake up, you come downstairs, you look in there, you go, oh yeah, I still really like it. That's a really good decision. Motivation's still high, but does it stay like that? No. What happens after a week? Well, you probably come in and go, it's okay. Yeah. And then maybe 2 weeks later, you just walk in and don't even notice it's changed because it's become normalized. And that is exactly the same in this industry. When you first start, like you have now, you'll be full of energy, full of fire, full of passion, and that's great. But you have to be mindful that what goes up must come down. So when you see motivation going up and down, that's not reliable all the time. But what is discipline. That's important. So when you first start this with your upline, it's so important that even if you've got 5, 6, 10 hours plus hours a week to build this business, that you set that time in your calendar and say, this is the day I'm opening my business at these hours. It would be the same if you opened a pub, a gym, or a coffee shop. Now, let's just look at that as an example, the coffee shop, right? You've spent so much money on opening a coffee shop. You get to the end of the week and you see your friend, oh, how's your first week in business? It's a bit bad, actually, to be honest. Oh, how come it's been bad? Well, we didn't have any customers. Really? No customers? How weird. Well, we didn't have the doors open. So you have to treat this like a business. You've got to get really serious with it. And if you're going to turn up at the days you say you will, at the hours you will, be there and be professional, because that level of discipline is going to carry over when the motivation's going up and down. And trust me, it will. This is like a game of highs and lows. The highs are very high and the lows can suck sometimes. That's the reality of it. But if you have that continuous discipline to do every single day, you will win. So that's number one. Fill your mind with amazing things and believe you can do these possible things. Keep that positive language overflowing all the time. And when you have that yes lifestyle, that yes mindset, you're going to start noticing the things you want instead of the things you don't want. So for example, if you've come and before this video, your mindset was kind of, I don't want to be in debt. I don't want to be overweight. I don't want to have to scrape to the end of the month every month. I don't want to have to miss payments. Can you hear what's happening here? You're saying all the things you don't want instead of the things you do. Well, tell me what you want. I want to be abundant. I want to be loved. I want to be cherished. I want to have fun. I want to be enjoyed. I want to give more. That's the kind of positive reinforced language that's going to change your absolute world. But with repetition and continuation, honestly, it's the biggest piece of advice I can ever give you. And like when you set out your goals as well, I'm a firm believer in the harvest you reap tomorrow is the seeds that you put in the ground today. Honestly, it's almost like predictability in this industry where, if you put the work in, the outcome's going to be phenomenal over time. But you can't get angry when you go to reap your reward and there's nothing in the ground for you to pick up, because the seeds you sow at that time weren't even in the ground because you couldn't be bothered to put them in. If that makes sense to you, then you'll understand what I'm trying to get at. You have to put the shift in continuously every single day to be the one at the end of it, at the end of the harvest, to go, hey, that was all me. I did all that. Okay, so you've got to adopt this kind of mindset now of doing these things. And how are you going to do that? Well, you know what? There's loads of information out there. There's loads of books you can read. How to Win Friends and Influence People, Elastic Attitude by Craig White. There's so many self-help, and even network marketing specific books that you could go and do that. So if you find you're on your phone and you're doom scrolling and this, change that for micro learning. Honestly, just change what is on your For You page. Even if you did that to motivation, millionaire mindset, success habits, beach money, all the things. There's so many things out there you can look at. And I honestly believe that reading, listening, and changing what you absorb will absolutely change the world around you. I honestly cannot believe that, that in a thing more powerful than you suggesting to yourself how you should live your life. So, a couple of top tips for you. Number one, go and grab those books. Number two, create that yes lifestyle, internally, so that you feel, okay, even if you don't believe it at the beginning, because it feels a little bit funky, a little bit like, oh, this is a bit awkward. You've got to go through the awkwardness. You have to. Honestly, trust me, it may feel awkward in the beginning, but keep going. And you have to have faith. Even if you can't see it, have faith that you will make it. Because if you don't have faith, who's going to have faith in you? You have to have it for yourself. So honestly, go out there, grab some books. And do you know what as well? What I'd love you to do at the end of this, once you've watched this video, and you've read your first book, go and find me on social media or message me privately or whatever you feel, just to let me know, one, what book you picked, and two, what your key takeaways from that book were and if it helped you. And you know what, even better? Share it with somebody you believe should level up their lifestyle as well, so that they can create their own unstoppable mindset. So listen, without further ado, I'd love you to get stuck in. Go and take some action on what I've said. Go and review or do an audit of your life so far up to this point. But don't be beating yourself up about the fact that, okay, it's not as great as it could have been, because today's the day that you can make the change for tomorrow. So go and sow those seeds. Go and water them, go and nurture them, in terms of knowledge, language, and upskilling yourself. And honestly, the harvest you will reap at the end of it will be worth every single moment. Good luck, and I wish you all the best for the future.